Viewer discretion is advised. How does a man who shaped an era become the center of one of the most severe criminal trials in celebrity history? I'm Detective Obscura, and tonight, we're unraveling the dark labyrinth that is the Diddy case. Before we begin, please note that the trial is still ongoing, and all details discussed in this video are based on publicly available information. Here on Obscura Mindscape, we do not judge a person's guilt while they still have the opportunity to prove their innocence. The air in Manhattan is thick with tension as the federal trial unfolds in the spring of 2025. Diddy, once the king of hip-hop, now sits in a Brooklyn cell facing charges that could mean life behind bars. These crimes are no less than racketeering, trafficking by force, kidnapping, forced labor, and more. The severity of these crimes is staggering. Each charge carries the weight of ruined lives and Diddy's legacy on the brink of collapse.
This all happening after Homeland Security investigations agents descended on his multi-million-dollar Los Angeles home yesterday.
To understand how we arrived at this moment, we have to step back and open Diddy's past. Diddy's legal troubles stretch back over 30 years with early lawsuits stemming from the City College stampede in the early 1990s. November 2023, the lawsuit filed by Cassandra "Cassie" Ventura was the one case that set off a cascade of nightmares for Diddy. Cassie, once Diddy's protege and partner, accused him of rape, physical violence, and trafficking, a pattern of abuse that she claimed defined their decade-long relationship. Her lawsuit was settled in a single day for $20 million. However, the silence was broken. In the months that followed, more than 70 civil lawsuits surfaced, each echoing similar stories of manipulation, coercion, and the infamous freak-off parties. The allegations paint a chilling picture. Diddy is accused of running a criminal enterprise, using his influence and inner circle to recruit, drug, and traffic victims for multi-day sexual events. Victims, both women and men, describe being drugged, threatened, and filmed without consent. The footage, prosecutors allege, became a tool of blackmail, used to ensure silence and compliance. These events weren't isolated. Prosecutors have linked evidence from raids on Diddy's homes, drugs, weapons, and thousands of bottles of baby oil and lubricant to the orchestrated nature of these freak-offs. One incident, caught on hotel surveillance in Los Angeles in 2016, shows Diddy physically assaulting Cassie in a hallway. The video, released by CNN, forced Diddy to issue a rare apology, but he denied the broader pattern of abuse. This footage is now a cornerstone of the prosecution's case, a rare glimpse into the violence that so many accusers have described. As the investigation intensified, federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami in the spring of 2024, uncovering evidence that deepened the case. By the autumn, Diddy was arrested in New York City and indicted on federal charges. The indictment alleges that Diddy led a criminal organization using violence, intimidation, and control over victims' careers and narcotics dependency to force participation in sex acts. He is also accused of orchestrating and recording extended freak-off sex performances, using the footage as leverage. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere is electric. The trial began in early May 2025, with jury selection narrowing a pool of 45 to 12 jurors and 6 alternates. The prosecution's case is built on Cassie's testimony and a pattern of allegations from other accusers, some supported by video evidence and corroborating lawsuits. Cassie herself took the stand, her testimony raw and emotional. She described years of abuse, recounting how her autonomy was stripped away, her career and identity controlled by Diddy. The cross-examination was intense, with Diddy's legal team trying to cast doubt on her motives, suggesting financial incentives and mutual violence. But Cassie's story is echoed by others, victims who testify anonymously, describing similar experiences of drugging, coercion, and exploitation. The defense, meanwhile, maintains that while Diddy may have been abusive, he is not guilty of trafficking. They argue that the encounters were consensual that the alleged victims participated willingly. Diddy himself has pleaded not guilty to all charges, rejecting a plea deal and insisting that he is the victim of extortion. As the trial continues, new allegations keep emerging. In the midst of proceedings, a woman identified as Jane Doe filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of rape in 2001, adding to the mounting claims. The scope of the case now includes at least 70 plaintiffs, with allegations ranging from essays to trafficking and racketeering. The trial is expected to last about 8 weeks, but its impact is already being felt far beyond the courtroom. The severity of the crimes cannot be overstated. Racketeering, sex trafficking by force, and kidnapping are among the most serious charges in the federal system, carrying potential sentences of 15 years to life. The indictment alleges not just isolated acts, but a systematic pattern of abuse and exploitation, facilitated by Diddy's business empire and inner circle. The prosecution asserts that Diddy used his power to create an environment where victims felt trapped, unable to escape, silenced by fear, and manipulated by dependency. But what about the psychological toll? Cassie's testimony reveals the devastating effects of years of intimidation, blackmail, and isolation. She spoke of contemplating suicide, her sense of agency eroded by manipulation and fear. This is a textbook case of psychological coercion. Research shows that traffickers use a mix of threats, isolation, and dependency to break down victims, and escaping feels impossible. The freak-offs were not just physical violations, they were psychological assaults, designed to strip victims of autonomy and hope. Survivors of such abuse often experience post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and a fractured sense of self-worth. The case has also exposed the complicity of those around Diddy. Business partners, employees, and even other celebrities, who may have turned a blind eye or actively enabled the abuse. Was there a silent pact among the elite? Did fear and manipulation keep the truth buried for so long? The whispers of conspiracy are impossible to ignore, especially as new lawsuits and accusations continue to surface. As the trial moves forward, the outcome remains uncertain. Diddy's career and reputation are in ruins, and the entertainment industry is being forced to confront its complicity. Cassie's decision to speak out has inspired others to come forward, but it has also exposed the high cost of breaking the silence. So what secrets remain hidden? Whose voices have yet to be heard? And what does justice look like when the wounds are invisible and the power imbalance so extreme? If this case has left you with questions, you're not alone. Share your theories, your doubts, your insights. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep following the investigation. Because in the world of shadows, there are always more stories waiting to be told. Stay curious. Stay safe.